Good morning, everyone. I hope that you've had a really great weekend. I'm here to introduce you to our next 4-week series for my videos in the mornings on Mondays. And this 4-week series is around authenticity. So in Brene Brown's research, she discovered a definition of authenticity, which helps us to keep focused on who it is that we want to be and how we can stay true to our true selves and our true authentic selves. So I'm going to read to you her definition that she discovered in the research. So it comes from her book, The Gifts of Imperfection. Great book. If you're wondering where to start with Brene's work, I really encourage you to start with The Gifts of Imperfection. So her definition is a little bit lengthy, so go with me here. I'll try and read it clearly. And then we're going to unpack the 3 gifts of imperfection over the next 3 weeks after this week, okay? So the authenticity definition says this. Authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. Choosing authenticity means cultivating the courage to be imperfect, to set boundaries, and to allow ourselves to be vulnerable. Choosing authenticity means exercising the compassion that comes from knowing that we are all made of strength and struggle. And choosing authenticity means nurturing the connection and sense of belonging that can only happen when we believe that we are enough. Authenticity demands wholehearted living and loving, even when it's hard, even when we're wrestling with the shame and fear of not being good enough, and especially when the joy is so intense that we're afraid to let ourselves feel it. Mindfully practicing authenticity during our most soul-searching struggles is how we invite grace, joy, and gratitude into our lives. So that's her definition of authenticity. As I said, it's lengthy and in some ways it's a little bit wordy, but as we unpack it, you'll get a little bit more of an idea of what we're talking about. So the 3 keys to the authenticity definition is, or several keys. One is that it's a daily practice. So in order to be authentic, it needs to be daily. It's not something that we just decide once and then that's it, we're done and we're all authentic and that's just who we're going to be for the rest of our lives. Sometimes we have an event that kind of, I guess, turns us to want to live an authentic life, but it's actually a daily practice. And the reason it's a daily practice is because it's about letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and actually embracing who we are. And in order to do that, that takes a lifetime, right? It's a daily practice. It's a daily choice to choose courage, compassion, and connection to help us stay true to who it is that we are supposed to be and who we want to be. And so I love the last part as well that says mindfully practicing. Again, there's that word practice. So it's not just something we do once, but we do it over and over again. Mindfully practicing authenticity during our most soul-searching struggles. So during the time that is the hardest and most challenging times in our lives. When we practice authenticity during those times, it's then that we invite grace, joy, and gratitude into our lives. So when we are going through the hard times and we're able to stay true to who we are, we actually experience grace. We know that truth of unconditional love, either from ourselves sometimes from other people. That sense of joy, being able to be in a struggle, but know that you're still being true to who it is that you're supposed to be. And gratitude, practicing gratitude, being able to be in our most soul-searching struggles and still find something to be grateful for. As we mindfully practice authenticity, we can discover those things of grace, joy, and gratitude. So I'm going to leave it there today. For the next 3 weeks as we continue through this series, 1 week I'm going to talk about courage, 1 week I'm going to talk about compassion, and then the last week I'm going to talk about connection. So they're what Brene calls the gifts of imperfection. And how do we live in our imperfection, knowing that that's okay and knowing that we can still be our true authentic selves even in our imperfection, because we're not all perfect. So I hope that's triggered some food for thought for you this week, and I look forward to talking to you next week. Bye.